some comparisons are more complex than those presented by a simple operator illustrated earlier. We got this kind of complex example as well. Building a logical comparison, so it's possible to load two or more comparisons into a single if statement. The results are then compared by using a logical operator. When the entire thing is true, the if condition is considered, as you see here, a listing 8-7 as well. Let's see this code. This time I just copy it and try to get things correctly. Okay, 8 coordinate, printf input, target coordinate, and scanf again with an end coordinate and an if. Coordinate is larger than or equal -5, and coordinate is less than or equal 5, as target is out of range. I think we are good to go. I think we are ready to finish this code in this way. And let's also save it quickly. Again, all files, dummies, listing 8-7, and ready. And now we can run it. Target is out of range. Close enough. Okay, so that's it. Now 2 comparisons are made by the if statement condition in line 8. In our case, the statement reads like, if the value of a variable coordinate is greater than or equal to -5 and less than or equal to 5. We can add some logical operators, which we see here, and or, and the not itself as well. Listing 8-7 uses the and operator as logical AND operator comparison. Both conditions specified must be true for the if statement to consider everything in the parentheses to be true. Now here, modify the source code from listing 8-7 that the logical OR is considered. Let's try to run it. So it's less than 5, but it's also one of them. So coordinate, in the case of the first one, the first part, you see here, coordinate variable should be larger than -5, or coordinate variable should be less than or equal 5. Obviously, then we can type in -10 or 10, and one of these conditions should be evaluated to true. Then it's already a true, and we already can put out or display close enough. As for the next one, we can create a source code for a new program that asks the popular question, do you want to continue? Yes, no. process single character input, testing for yes and no, either upper or lower case. Ensure that the program responds properly when neither yes or no is the input. So again, exercise 8-16. Let's use it. Let's create this file. Percentage include stdio h and main. So let's also move this down. Move this down, I said, and that doesn't move down. Great. Finally, char yarn print f. Do you want to continue y per n scanf percentage character and yarn end, I said. So where's end? Here we go. And yarn. If yarn is a y or yarn lowercase y, then puts continuing else if yarn equal uppercase, again yarn and or yarn is equal to lowercase n puts stopping now and else puts you didn't type y or n and the last one is here, return 0. Let's try to save this with dummies. Exercise 8-16. Let's try to run, hopefully without any mistakes. Yep, without any mistakes. And now we can use y, continuing. Then let's run it again. I use this time lowercase n, stopping now, working fine. And I use this time an a, and you didn't type y or n. Works perfectly. Good job. We can continue from here as well. Now what we see here is the following. Logical operations are often referred to by using all caps and or that separates them from the normal word and or The logical AND is represented by 2 ampersands. So say AND. And the logical OR is represented by 2 pipes, vertical bar characters, say OR. The logical NOT is represented by a single exclamation point, say NOT. And the logical NOT prefixes a value or an expression in parentheses to reverse the result, transforming false into true and true into false. We have one more thing to do, making a multiple choice selection. A switch case structure allows you to code decision in C program based on a single value. It's a multiple choice selection statement. So we can look at the listing of 8.8. Let's also create it quickly. Include stdio h in main int code printf, enter the error code 13 and scanf %d end code switch code, and now we can start the switch case 1. Puts drive fault, not your fault. Here we need a break because now we select one by one and we don't do this S line we have already done perhaps. Put illegal format call a lawyer case 3 puts bad file name packet break again. Oh, and I forgot to break it here. And we also have a default case, default puts that's not 1, 2, or 3. And the last one, as usual, return 0 if the code is running fine, and it should run fine, obviously. So this is now listing 8.8. We save it as listing 8.8. We run it. Let's see, case 2, illegal format, call a lawyer. Let's see now with the other one, case 4 plus, that's not 1, 2, 3. Yep, it works fine, correctly, no mistakes are here. So the switch case structure starts here. You see with a switch statement, the item it evaluates is enclosed in the parentheses. Unlike in an if statement, switch eats only a single value, not a comparison. So here, this is case 1, 2, 3, which is already considered or predefined as well. Interesting point here. So comparison being made in a switch case structure is between a value specified in switch parentheses and the values that follow each case keyword. When a comparison is true, meaning that that both values are equal to each other, the statements belonging to a case are executed. The break keyword disrupts the program flow. It can be used in an if structure as well, but mostly it's found in loops, and specify a break after a case comparisons statement so that the rest of the structure isn't executed. We can also take no breaks if it's like that. We actually had that kind of format as well. Now, understanding the switch case structure. So we have this default structure, and the switch item introduces the structure, which follows and is enclosed by a set of curly brackets. The structure must contain at least one case statement, though more than one case statement is required to make the thing useful. The switch statement contains an expression in parentheses. The expression must evaluate to a single value. It can be a variable, a value returned from a function, or a mathematical operation. A case statement is followed by an intermediate value and then a column. Following the statement are one or more statements. These statements are executed when the immediate value following case matches the switch statement's expression. Otherwise, the statements are skipped and the next case statement is evaluated. The break keyword is used to stop the switch case structure. Otherwise, the program execution cascades through this structure. The default item ends the switch case structure. It contains statements that are executed when none of the case statements matches. If nothing is left to do, you may omit the default item from the switch case. So it's optional. The default itself is optional. The case portion of a switch case structure doesn't make an evaluation. If the code needs multiple comparisons, use a simple if-else type of structure instead. Let's take the no break example quickly. Here we have it. So you go through, and this is what you get. Let's see it. The meal plan decision, listing 8-9. Okay. Let's take this all in. So when we have this case structure here, without the break this time, and we can run it and you will see what you will get afterwards. So 8, 9. It's listing 8, 9. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so C I'm taking, and you've opted for dinner as your meal plan. You see here as your meal plan. Then if I continue and I say let's find with A here, and then we get A, you've opted for breakfast. Here you see lunch and dinner as your meal plan. So the flow continues as well. Okay, so let's save it first as listing 8-9. This is it. We got it. And now let's see if it works fine. And unfortunately, I forgot to switch off my virus stuff here, so I have to stop it again. So I'm going to take it one more time and run it, because then it's quickly run. Here it is. And let's take choice A this time. You see, you have opted for breakfast, lunch, dinner as your meal. So it flows. So it cascades till the end like this. Breakfast, and then comma. You see the breakfast and comma. Then lunch and dinner here as well as your meal plan. Now, if I basically opt for nothing, let's say here it is, and I say blah blah. You've opted for as your meal plan, meaning that there is a default which is non-existent at all. So that's it. And let's continue again from here. Okay, now we see that, now we know that, and now listing 8-10 is the next question which we should look at. Okay, where is it? Multiple comparison with logic, weird decision. Okay, so 8-10, I also have to find it one more time because I just was disturbed. Okay, here we go. 8-10, and then it gets weird. Here we go. Officially question mark. You see, it's known as ternary operator. It's composed of 3 parts: a comparison, and then a value if true, and a value if false. So result, and here we go. This is now the C notation. What we will learn right now. So let's do it. And I open a new source file and I continue with that one. Again, include stdio then int main. The parentheses, don't forget. I always do in this way. The book always does the opposite way. So, come on. So, yeah, this is what the book does. Never mind. Either way is good. Int a, b, and larger. All integers. then printf, again, enter value a, semicolon, scan f, you remember that, right? And we take an integer, so d, and a, one more time, semicolon, don't forget, printf, enter different value b, scan f, again, percentage d, and don't forget the add here b as well, because these are integers. Then we go with larger, we get a larger value if a is not larger than b. So now it's weird. Now we don't know what we are doing here. So printf again, value percentage d is larger, and next line, and larger. And again, as always, return 0 at the end. So what is this exactly? Let's see. Once we create a project like this, again, officially what you see here, so this part and this here is known as the ternary operator. It's composed of 3 parts. Comparison, this is it. This is the comparison. And then value if true and value if false. So value if true, value if false. Written in a plain hacker English, the statement looks like a result expression. Do we have it here? Yeah, right. We have it here. If true, and then if false, we have this value. Now we can move on and let's check our file as well, listing 810. So let's save it quickly. Again, listing 8 and 10. We are good. And here we have a mistake, semicolon issue again. So, and now we have no more mistakes. So enter value A is 150, enter value B is 120, and value 150 is larger. So if true, A, if false, B. Let's see it again, whether it is really running as we expected. So now 120 is A, 240 is B, and yes, it's working fine. Now the statement begins with an expression, we have it. Anything you stuff into an if statement, parenthesis works as do all operators mathematically are logical. I typically enclose, or we could typically enclose the expression in parentheses, though this isn't required. When expression is true, the if part, so A will be evaluated and put it into the larger variable, so within the variable will be stored, and if B is larger, then that value will be stored in the larger variable. Now rewrite the source code from listing 810. using an if structure to carry out the decision and result from the ternary operator. That's what we could do easily. Let's do it. All right, let's come here. We start a new source file and we do the work here. So again, we start include stdioh int main, and then int a be larger than semicolon, then print f. Actually, all these parts I copy in here, and then I will change that later on. Perhaps this is a better idea. We got it correctly, and now let's change only this one here. If A is larger B, then larger A, and else if B is larger A, then I do a little bit more than the book is asking for. The book actually asked only for if else. I do a little bit more. And then else is larger is equal A. So equal A, B, whatever. And we need here one more thing. Print if value A is D and value B is D, they are equal. I'm just doing this part, nothing more than this, so don't bother myself with anything else right now. A larger, actually, we can take as well. So print value D is larger. So we can keep this as well. Just to test this part additionally, I did it, but save as. I mean, we could organize it better way. I know. So exercise 8:22 C. Let's try to see what it's doing. Nothing yet because I forgot again a semicolon. So now it works fine. Let's do 20 and value 20 is larger. It's not larger. We know value A is 20, value B is 20 actually, so they are equal. Okay, I also corrected it because we had this zero effect. So 20, and both are 20 and they are equal, and that's it. That's what we wanted to see. If we would like to have, again, let's see here. So a is 25, b is 20, then value 25 is larger. So it works fine. Again, I did a little bit more than I expected, so let's cut back. And let's just keep what we have to keep now. Okay, as part, we don't have to figure out, this is it, and it works fine again. You see 25, 30, and 30 is larger. Perfect, done. We can move on. And do the summary finally, right? It's really, really good that we can do the summary this time. And let's see what the summary is about. Okay, so for the input of specific data types, we can use the scanf, as you realized. And it's not a general purpose input function, and it has some limitations. We learned about using simple and complex comparison with logic. Then we learned how the switch case structure allows you to code decisions in a C program based on single value. We had two kinds of switch case issues. So one of them is like with breaking, so each case will be only met in a certain case. So if, let's say, A is selected, then we show only A if there is a break. But if there is no break, then we have an issue of a cascading way. That is, it will be executed till the end of the program, or till the end of the cases. From the selected case, of course. And then the next one is, we also learned the notation of question mark and colon. And it's known as the ternary operator. It's composed of three parts, again, comparison, then the value if true, and the value if false. So here is it. Now I end it here. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you the next time. Bye bye.